Okay, this is page 2 of your review for Unit 8. Okay, we're still dealing with direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and so on. So let's start on page 2. Number 6 says, by Ohm's law, the current flowing in a wire is inversely proportional to the resistance of the wire. So we've got current is inversely proportional to the resistance. And I use C and R for current and resistance. Okay, so if the current is 5 amperes, when the resistance is 24 ohms, okay, so first thing I got to do is find K, and this says multiply 24 times K, and I get 120 is equal to K. Alright, so now my equation tells me my constant's 120, so my equation is current is equal to 120 over R, which is the resistance. So it wants us to find for what resistance will the current be 8 amperes. Okay, so that's the same thing as R is equal to 120 divided by 8, and that means R is equal to 15. Okay, so we have 15 ohms. Okay, the conductance of a wire varies directly as the square of the wire's diameter. Okay, so conductance of a wire, I'll use conductance of the wire varies directly, okay, as the square of the wire's diameter, so do d squared, and inversely as its length. Okay, so k times d squared divided by L. Alright, so k is our constant, remember. So 50 meters of wire, okay, that's the length, 50 meters of wire with a diameter of 2 millimeters. Okay, so I've got 2 millimeters squared. Has a conductance of 0.12 mho. Okay, and they tell us that that's the that's ohm spelled backwards. So let's solve this. All right, we've got 0.12 times 50. All right, and that gives us 6. K squared is 4, so I have 6 is equal to 4k. Well, that tells us that k is equal to 2/3. So our equation is C is equal to 2/3, or 2 d squared over 3 times the length. Alright, that's how you can write 2/3 out there. Alright, and then what do they give us? So if a wire of the same material has a length of 75 meters and a diameter of 2.5 millimeters, what's its conductance? Okay, so the diameter is 2.5 squared. The length is 75 meters. So let's solve this out. 2 times 2.5 squared, so 2.5 squared equals 6.25 times 2 is equal to 12.5 divided by 75 equals 0.16 repeating. Right, so we'll take 0.16 repeating, or that's approximately equal to 0.17. So either of those is fine. Moving on to 8. Suppose W varies directly as z squared and inversely as xy. Alright, so they give us a whole bunch of information. W is 10. Don't know K, we're going to find K. Z is 5. X is 15. And Y is 2. Okay, so let's solve for K. Alright, that tells me K is equal to, I got to do 15 times 2, so that's 30. 30 times 10 is 300, and 300 divided by 25 is 12. So that's K. K is 12. So our equation is W is equal to 12z squared over xy. Now, find Z when W is equal to 2, X is equal to 8, Y is equal to 27. Okay, so 8 times 27 is 216. times 2 is 432 divided by 12 equals 36. So this tells me that 36 equals z squared, which tells me z equals 6. Alright, so that's it for the variations. That's 8182. Now we're going to divide using long division. So I'll zoom in for these. Alright, so x plus 1, x squared minus x plus 3. Okay, so I do x squared over x. That gives me an x. I multiply the x times the x plus 1. I get x squared plus x. And now I subtract going down. And I end up with x squareds cancel. I get negative x minus positive x gives me a negative 2x. Bring down the 3. And so I do the same process over again. I do negative 2x over x gives me a negative 2. I multiply the negative 2 times x plus 1, and I get negative 2x minus 2. And then I'm going to subtract going down. Alright, and so that means negative 2x minus negative 2x cancels. 3 minus a negative 2 is 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, and that's our remainder. So this answer here is equal to x minus 2 plus 5 over x plus 1. Let's look at 10. Note, we have cubed, squared, a 1 value. There is nothing at the end, okay? Let's make sure we take care of that. We've got no constant value, so we'll deal with that in a second. Alright, so let's write it out. 5y minus 3 divides into 15y cubed plus y squared minus 21y plus 0. So I do 15y cubed divided by 5y. That gives me 3y squared. I multiply the 3y squared times the 5y minus 3, and that gives me 15y cubed minus 9y squared. And then I subtract going down. Okay, so the 15y's, that stuff cancels. Get y squared minus negative y squared gives me 10y squared. Bring down the negative 21y. So I do the same process. I do 10y divided by 5y equals 2. I multiply the 2 times the 5y minus 3. So I get 10y minus 6. And then I subtract going down. Alright, I get 2y. I did not do that. That's 10y squared. I get 2y. Alright, and so that means that's y squared and y. Now let's figure out what happens here. First terms cancel. Negative 21y minus negative 6y is 15y. Bring down the 0. And I do 15y divided by 5y gives me 3. Okay, I multiply that 3 times all of this stuff. Now I get 15y minus 9. Alright, and so I'm going to subtract going down, and that leaves me with a positive 9. So let's write our answer out. Our answer is 3y squared plus 2y plus 3 plus 9 over 5y minus 3. Slide that over. Let's write that a little bit cleaner. 3y squared plus 2y plus 3 plus the remainder 9 over 5y minus 3. That is your answer. Okay, so that's it for page 2 of the review. I'll do page 3 in the next video.